Hello guys, Emmanuel from Geekception here and hope you're doing awesome today. And in this video I'm going to be telling you a story of how I almost got scammed. Let's begin. And welcome back guys. Now if you are new here, hi, my name is Emmanuel. Nice to meet you. Hope you like, share and subscribe. And if you're returning, well, welcome back. Have a seat and let's get started. So this whole story started when I wanted to upgrade my old PC, which was the Acer Predator, into a Hackintosh. So I wanted to buy a graphics card. I finally decided on the Radeon RX 580 card, which is compatible with Mac OS as opposed to, NVIDIA cards. So I went to Carousell, I looked for a few different buyers and I settled on a few, sent them messages and I waited. After a whole lot of back and forth, I, decided with a seller and we set up a date and we met. I checked out the card. I mean, it's a graphics card. It's not like as if I could test it right there. So yes, I checked it out and then, paid him the money and he told me, hey, if anything goes wrong, you have a 2 weeks personal warranty. You tell me, I'm going to collect the card. And I was like, okay, cool. And I came back home. Now, on getting back home, I cannot even use this card because my old PC, the power supply unit inside it, or the PSU as it is popularly known as, did not have the required pins that I wanted to use. So I went and bought a new power supply unit, and even that didn't work because when I put the graphics card in the PC, this is not a problem of the graphics card, by the way. It's just the PC, and I discovered that, hey, I actually have to build a new computer, and that was how in the last video that I uploaded, and which you should totally check out, that was how I built a new PC, and I put this graphics card into that new PC. Now, after building the computer, I put the graphics card inside, and it worked fine until it didn't quite work fine again. So the main issue I faced was the fact that whenever I would export video, because I mainly built the computer for video editing, I would get this weird green and pink glitches on the export, which was very troubling because I could not work at all. So I texted him on WhatsApp and I was like, hey, the card I bought from you, I'm having all these problems. And it's like, oh, I used it for, he's telling me, right, I used it for mining, so maybe it's because of the BIOS that I flashed onto it. So the BIOS is like basically the memory, I would say. I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible. So he was like, hey, why don't you use MSI Afterburner, which is a software you can use to, reset the whole thing. Why don't you use that, flash it to the factory status or reset it and then try it again, which I did. I'm a technical guy. I flashed it and lo and behold, it was still giving me all those glitches. So I went back into WhatsApp and I texted him that, hey, bro, who I shall call CB, let's say CB, let's call him CB, yeah? So I texted CB and I was like, hey bro, this card is still not working well for me. And this guy blocked me. Like, can you imagine? He actually blocked me. And in this moment, my mind started racing, palms were sweaty, mom's spaghetti. Okay, maybe not that last part, but you get the point. I was like, what is happening? I went to Carousell, I messaged him there, it was online, he wasn't replying. And that was when I was like, what is happening? Like that, in that moment, I was like, shit. I then went to his profile to check out his profile, right? He had changed his name and the products he was selling was still there, but he had changed his Carousell name. And, in this moment I reported to Carousell, but I did not really have high hopes for that because, hey, why should he reply? He has the money. I have the faulty card. So what incentive does he have to reply to me? None, zero, zilch, nada. Now at this stage I had an idea, right? What if I could find out who he was? Because, well, if I could find out who he was, then maybe I can try to get more details in how I can contact him. Because right now I'm blocked on WhatsApp and he's not replying to me on Carousell anymore. So the first thing that I did was I took his phone number and I went to Truecaller. So Truecaller is a caller ID app where you can actually identify phone numbers, mostly used for spam, but also as a side effect tip, you can actually use it to find out people who have called you, maybe unknown numbers that you do not know. So I took his number and I ran it on Truecaller. But to my disappointment, the only thing I could find out was his first name and not a last name, which is not really that useful because there are many millions of people with his first name. So I had to give up that idea. And in the midst of all of this, I went to his profile and can you believe this guy had the audacity to actually post another item, this time a rice cooker. And then that was when I had another idea that, hey, why don't I create another Carousell profile and chat with him and see if he's going to reply? So I did exactly that. I created a second Carousell account with my second phone number, and I messaged this guy, and he actually replied like almost instantly. So I was like, okay. So definitely I can confirm that this guy has blocked me. So against everything inside of me, I channeled my inner calm, and I, messaged him like I was a totally differently new person, because there was no way he could know that. So I, bargained with him for the rice cooker. I set up a time and a place, and, set up a price. And I was like, hey, can you give me your phone number? And, let me have your phone number so I can WhatsApp you. So he sends me his phone number. But then here's the thing. The phone number he sent me this time for the rice cooker transaction is different from the first phone number. So I took that phone number again and I went to Truecaller, and this time Truecaller actually gave me his two names. In this case, CB. I mean, for you, I don't want to reveal his name, but let's just say it gave me the full meaning of C and B. So I was like, ooh, okay, now we're talking. So now that I know his full name, I got to work, knowing, that definitely I should be able to find him somehow. So I put it on Google. There was not much luck there because there were so many people with the same name as him. Then I went to Facebook, and when I searched on Facebook, again, there were many people with the same name as him. But this time, there was a difference. So see, I know if he's selling on Carousell, then definitely there's a high chance that he's going to sell on Facebook Marketplace, which is Facebook's second-hand selling platform. I know there's a high chance he's going to want to sell there. So I narrowed down the results by Facebook Marketplace postings there, and lo and below, ding, 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 I found out that yes, this guy is also selling something on Facebook Marketplace, and yes, I found him. Now this is where, get ready. I have a list here. This is where I did a thorough analysis of his Facebook profile. And get this, from his Facebook profile alone, I was able to get, details such as his mom, his dad, his best friends, 4 of them at the last time I checked, his girlfriend, his email addresses, his condo's address, his other social media such as his Instagram, his car make and car plate number, his family address where he grew up as a kid, his high school that he attended, his higher education that he attended. I even know the degree he got. I know where he traveled to recently, Korea. I know the places he went to in Korea, Busan, Seoul, and I even know what kind of pets he like. He likes dogs, and sometimes in the past, I think 3-4 years ago, bunnies as well. And I even know his girlfriend's birthday. So yes, I'm going to put the notes aside. As you can see, yeah, I pretty much have a full profile of who this guy is. I think I even know the thoughts that go in his mind at this stage. But yes, I had to put that aside for a while first. So now I go to my original Carousell, okay? So we have 2 Carousell now. My original graphics card Carousell and the rice cooker Carousell. So I went back to my original Carousell and I messaged him and I'm like, bro, and then I type his full 4 names there, right? So it's CB that I found out from his Truecaller, but then on Facebook, he has like 4 names. So I type those 4 names and send them to him on Carousell. Now, this guy now feigns, pretends like as if it was not him. So it was like, daddy not in Malaysia. So number one, from everything I've just told you just now, you know that definitely this guy is not married. And number 2, this guy traveled, yes, 2 months ago to Korea, but not currently. So I was like, yo, dude, cut out the crap. Reply to me on WhatsApp. So he goes to WhatsApp and he unblocks me and he messages me and tells me, oh, he's so sorry. He traveled to Thailand. He did not know I had messaged. So for me, I was like, this is bullcrap, but okay. What are we going to do now? Your card is not working. So, when do you want me to return it back? And it was like, oh, have you tried this? I was like, you know what, dude, I don't even care. At this stage, I am not doing any troubleshooting. I just want to collect my money back and buy another one that works without all of these problems. So we set a date where we are going to meet, and the date, get this, is the same day that I scheduled for the rice cooker. So, but the mistake I made, and at this stage I did not know it was a mistake, was that I had set the time for that after the rice cooker. So that means that I had set it to meet up on the rice cooker for 5 p.m. and then I set the return of the graphics card for 8 p.m. But let's continue in this story. So now when Ben, the super amazing, awesome Ben shows up at home, and I tell him all of this. Ben is like, but why would you schedule the card after the rice cooker? Because it might just not show up. And again, that is actually true, right? It might just not show up, and then I will be left hanging. But then the thing is, since he does not know that I am also the rice cooker guy, it was sort of an insurance policy, right? So what Ben said, because my original plan was I was not going to show up for the rice cooker, and I was just going to show up for that. Then Ben suggested that, hey, why don't we flip it around? Why don't you go for the rice cooker to meet him then, as opposed to going to meet him later? And then we decided that, okay, you know what? We're exactly going to do that. So this, and I cannot stress this enough, was like a scene straight up out of 007. So Ben, Taufik, and I got ready. We left the house. We got on the train, got on the bus, went to the place. So we were supposed to meet at a Starbucks in Mont Kiara there. So we got on the bus. We got there. When we got there, we waited just right by the bus station where we could see sort of an overview of everywhere. And when the time came, 5 p.m. or 5:30, I think that day, the guy texted us. And when he texted, I told Taufik, which is my other housemate, I told Taufik that, hey, you go and you engage him and talk to him. So Taufik went there and he met up with Taufik. Now, while he's still talking to Taufik about, the rice cooker, and he's trying to demonstrate the rice cooker and everything, Ben shows up. Now, Ben, if you don't know, in case you don't know, Ben is tall, and he has this huge beard, and he has this very imposing, I would say, aura around him. So Ben comes, stands right behind him, taps him on the back there, and looks him in the eye, gives him the graphics card, and tells him that, bro, you know what this is. And this, I cannot stress you enough, was like, whoo! The guy looks at Ben and he's shitting his pants. And while he's still dazed while he's still in that mode, I show up from his side and I look him and I say, hi bro, what's happening? What's going on? So, you know what that is? That's your card. So I'm going to need my money now. Or something along those lines, And yes, in this moment now, this guy is like so destabilized now. We are 3 of us around him. There's Ben, who is this tall, big black guy. Same thing with me there. I mean, at least I'm taller than him. And then there's Taufik. So this guy is still trying to say, hey, maybe can you check what happened? Like, I was like, yo, bro, I don't care. Like, all I want is just my money. So he says, okay, give me your account number and I'll transfer it to you. So Ben looks at him and Ben is like, no. This transaction was cash. We're going to get cash back. So Ben takes the rice cooker from him, goes to one of the guards there near Starbucks there, asks him that, hey, where's the nearest ATM? The guard tells him, and Ben, with the rice cooker, says, hey, let's go. So now we are walking to the ATM. So when we get there, there's a 7-Eleven in Mont Kiara Plaza somewhere there. So Ben says, hey, Emmanuel, follow him. Well, not exactly that. He says, give him close marking, essentially following him. So I follow this guy into the 7-Eleven. He withdraws the money. He gives me the money. Ben looks him in the eye, gives him his rice cooker with the graphics card on top, and this guy walks away. Now, when this guy is walking away, he was walking away so fast, and which I'm probably sure pissed. And that is essentially how I got my money back. It's very, very exciting, I would say. And in that moment, I would say I did not believe I was going to get my money back. But hey, these things does happen. To celebrate, Ben, Taufik, and I went to, Wetzel's Pretzels. We had some pretzels, sat down, took photos. I think we took photos. I mean, if you see a photo now, you probably know I took photos. If not, well, no photo. And yeah, that was basically how I got back my money from that failed thing. And yes, in all of this, I think I went through all the feelings that you can go through, which was anger, which was disappointment, remorse. I should have done this. I should have done that. Excitement from, finding out all these details. And even till today, I mean, you who is watching right now know that I have all these details about him. I still do have all these details about him. He does not still know that I have all these details about him, which is, I would admit, maybe overkill. Right? Maybe I did not need to be as thorough as that. But hey, you gotta give me a pass, okay? At this stage, I had, felt scammed and I had not gotten my details. So of course I had to do something. Yes. So that has basically been how I got back my money back for the graphics card. And I was able to, take that money, add some more to it and buy a more expensive one where I need, okay, maybe I would not have those problems. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Carousell replied me by email and told me, well, there's nothing we can do. And I mean, if I depended on just Carousell alone, I'll be the one here with no graphics card and no PC build and none of this. Even this video, you'll probably not be able to see it. So yeah, that's pretty much my experience. What do you think about the story? What do you think about my experience? Huge shout out. Ben is behind the camera now, but huge shout out to Ben for, you know, being I'd say the bodyguard or the one to intimidate. At least to that stage, I could use his presence for something, to Taufik as well. A huge shout out to myself for finding out all those details. And, you know, if you like this video, if you like this story time video, let me know. Perhaps I'll do more. And, you know, that's basically much been it. If you are not subscribed already, do consider subscribing. If you do not like this video, hit that thumbs down button twice. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And I shall catch you next time. And also, there's a reason why for his nickname in this video, I nicknamed it CB, because it is C. Bye.